it's Kat, and guess who's back, baby? Kaleidos. Where's Kaleidos been? I don't even know, but they haven't released anything new for, I want to say, close to 2 years. But they have just released a new collection. They've sent it to me. This is the Moon Arcade collection. So this looks like a little arcade game. There's a little drawer with some stuff in here. I opened everything up with my son. He found it really fun and we put it in the display. But I'm going to go through what all of these things are. I haven't used any yet because I wanted them to be pristine and beautiful. But I'm going to take you through the products, the shades, swatches, and I'm going to pick a couple of things to apply later in this video. So that's what we're doing. New Kaleidos. There we go. Look, Moon Arcade. So this collection is inspired by video games and it's available now on their website. So I'll have the Kaleidos website linked in the description box. But there's essentially 4 main makeup items that have been released. And then one is sort of split into 2 because you buy the packaging and you buy the insert. So let's say 5 items. So the first thing they've released is these Glassload Lip Melt capsules. So there's 6 of these available and there's 12 inserts. Essentially what you do is you buy the insert, which comes in a different package. You take the lid off, you pop it into the packaging and it connects magnetically, which is really cool. And then you use it like a normal lip product. So these are very heavy duty. They're made out of, feels like glass and metal, and they're designed to be refilled. So I love that. There are 6 different designs. So there is a silver one with like this brushed metal lid. There's this like gray to green ombre with a bejeweled lid. A chartreuse yellowy green one. My personal favorite is probably the bright yellow with the little like star design and the silver cap. There's also a more traditional lipstick looking one, so it's pink and red, and there's also a black one. So the product themselves, the Glassload Lip Melts, there's 12 of them available. They're described as glass-like glowy shades that fuse the hydration of a balm with the high shine of a gloss, paired with 6 capsule modes that let you swap, switch, and reload your lip melt refills to match your style. So if you're the kind of person that really wants your lip packaging to match your outfit, you can do that. It's not me, but it could be you. So they're supposed to give you instant hydration, a cooling sensation, and a weightless glide. There is some research into how they make people's lips feel after 4 weeks of use. But what I'm more interested in is the shades. So these are available in 3 finishes. High Shine is more of that typical gloss formula. So it's almost like it doesn't have shimmer in it. It's just a bit of color with that high shine. There is 7 shades of those. And the shades go from pretty typical nudes all the way through to like purples and grays and like a blood red. Then there is a shimmer finish. So this contains a fine shimmer infused in the sheer base. And there's only 1 shade in this finish, which is Lunar Token. It's a frosty silver pink with a shimmering glaze. And then in true Kaleidos fashion, there's a prismatic. So this is a multi-dimensional glitter suspended in a clear base. So it gives a very sort of sparkly, cosmic, frosty effect. And there's 4 of those. A pink one, a blue purple shifting one, a pink glittery one in a clear base, and then a white glitter with hints of light green in a clear base. So these are all those sort of color shifting. Think of like the white highlighters that shift different colors. These are like lip versions of it. They've also released lip pencils. They're supposed to be sculpting lip pencils. These are a little bit more toned down in vibe. So these are all nudes and they just range. There's 10 of them available. So they have all different types of nudes. And they do have this nice sort of wood packaging with a metal lid. And what is interesting as well is that every one you buy, it comes with a little hidden sharpener down the bottom. So don't throw it out. I was almost going to do that, but down the bottom you get a little sharpener, which is really cute. So I think that's fantastic. Like if you're going to buy a whole bunch of them, you end up getting a lot of sharpeners. But I find that makeup sharpeners, they can get clogged really easily, especially with like softer pencils. So it is handy to have a new one every now and again. So yeah, in the bottom, just make sure, you might miss it, there is a little sharpener. So these are supposed to be smooth and have a precise glide. It's supposed to give a soft, focused matte finish, non-drying, long-wearing, and lightweight comfort. Again, these are all very, very nude. It goes through to even like a black color, but in the scheme of things, they're a pretty typical color range, especially compared to when you're looking at like gray and purple lip glosses. This is a little bit more like traditional. Then I'm really excited to see that they have expanded their eyeliners. So they brought out multi-chrome liners years and years and years ago. My favorite one, there's a purple one and a green one that I love, and they've just expanded on that range. They do seem to have the multi-chrome element to some of them, but they look like they're more traditional metallics compared to the originals they brought out. So they do have a photo here of the swatches, the new ones versus the old ones. And you can see the old ones, they have more of a color shift. So down the bottom of the arm, they shift to a different color, which makes them more multi-chromatic. Whereas these look like they're more standard high metallic, with some of them with a bit of a multi-chrome sheen. These claim to have next-gen multi-chrome technology. They're waterproof and smudge-proof. They're vibrant in one swipe payoff, waterline safe, and I'm excited. To be fair, I think with Kaleidos historically, the things that I keep reaching for that's in my collection are their lip products and their eyeliners. So I'm really excited to see that sort of area of their collection expanded. Lastly, they have brought out some face gems. So there's 3 different styles of face gems if you're interested. I might put one of these on today. Otherwise, I think my kids are gonna nab these and start sticking them everywhere. So I may as well have some fun with them today. Before I do get onto the swatches and the application, I do want to flag that apparently they've got a Black Friday deal happening at the moment. So store-wide, I think they've got 20% off. So if you do want to check out any of these or stock up on some of your loved products from the past, like I think I need to repurchase my green eyeliner, they do have a sale at the moment. I also really like that you can buy these like capsule and the insert, or you can buy the capsule alone or the insert. So at any point in time you can go, I'm going to buy a refill, or I want an extra case. They're not limiting how you buy these, which is cool, because I've seen some other products when there's like refillable products and they're like, oh, hang on, you actually have to jump through hoops to buy the case or the pack or the refill. It's good that they're giving you flexibility. I'm going to start with a shimmer formula. So this is Lunar Token. Oh, it's very nice and smooth. It's not too thick. Okay, that looks like it'd be a beautiful highlighter. The sheen is very, very fine. So it just gives it this beautiful, very, very high shine sort of wet look effect. See how fine that shimmer is? It's beautiful. Next off, we'll go to the prismatic formulas, and these are a lot more shimmery and sparkly. So this is Pixel Storm, and you can see, oh, it's very pretty. I'm gonna have to do a swatch from the side, but it's like pink jelly with this like iridescent pink to yellow shimmer. Really gorgeous. Do you see how twinkly and pretty that is? Melt is more of a bluey colored one. So this is like that bluey purple shimmer. Whoa. Again, these look like highlighters. They're gorgeous. This one looks a lot more purple from the side, so I'll get a side angle later. Cypher is a little bit more greeny. Again, these are just like balm highlighters. They're gorgeous though. Last prismatic. I didn't even look at the name. Whoopsie daisy. This one is Cheat Code. So it has a bit of this sort of iridescent orangey yellow business going on. Now let's get on to the high shine ones. These look like more traditional lip balm or lip gloss sort of things. This is one of the nudes. That's Checkpoint. This one is Clean Slate, also another nude. A little bit more peachy. Bubble Hit is a pink. These look really smooth. Dungeon is this beautiful like toffee brown. Love it, love it. Just see if I can get that a bit smoother. Endgame is this dark sort of blood red. Oh, I love this one so much. What a great color. That is stunning. Like a berry blood. Look how shiny that is. Geek Out is this gray purple. Again, really smooth. Really nice and opaque for a gloss. And the grey gloss, if you've ever wanted a grey gloss, Stranger is the grey gloss. Get this started. There we go. They're so shiny. My arm's getting tired, so we're lying it down. Let's start with the pencils. This is Lunaria. This is that sort of aqua shifty white. Okay, let's give it a shot. Oh, that's cool. Look how cool that is. This next one is Moon Mechanic. This looks more of a silvery. So let's... Oh, that's beautiful. I'm not a silver person, but there's a little bit of like purple in there, so it looks a little bit less harsh. It's very pretty. Let's go with gold. Jackpot Jinx. Now this gives me a little bit of... Oh, these are so pretty. I don't know if you can see, but they're quite sparkly. They're not just metallic, flat metallic. They're really a little bit of sparkle in there. And this has a little bit of chartreusey lime going on. Aurora Runner is one that I'm very interested in. This looks almost pewter or grey in the tube, but it's like this pink with a... It's one of those ones that are probably a little bit more multichrome. So depending on the angle that you're looking at, I might see if I can capture that somehow. Scarlet Striker is the red. Whoa, that's stunning. It's almost like a fiery red, so a bit more orangey red, which I love. And then probably going to be my most used, Miss Matrix, which is a beautiful cobalt blue. To die for. It's to die for. These are stunning. Okay, those were surprisingly hard to get off, which is good. We've got the Sculpting Lip Pencil now. This is shade number 1, Latitude. So this is very smooth, like a neutral nude. I really like that one. Shade 2 is Savannah, a little bit warmer. 3 is Blush, a little bit more pink. 4 is Sauce, a little bit deeper, a bit mauvey. You can see how smooth these are to apply. Like I'm not putting any pressure on. It's just very, very smooth. Shade 5 is Movement. This is a bit mauvey, but getting a bit deeper. 6 is Java. 7 is Hickory. 8 is Merlot. Oh, we've gone to a different direction there. 9 is Double Espresso, which is a really deep brown. And shade 10 is Dark Matter, which is a black. Cool. So those are so smooth and easy to apply. The only thing I want to flag about these is one possible negative is I find that the lids, because this is so smooth, they just sort of like sometimes slide off. So you really have to push them on quite hard. One thing I think is interesting as well is that they're Cloud Lab lip clays, which I really, really love. I can think of shades that pretty much go with all of these. So these could be a really great way to line your lips before you apply those. I would like to see some coloured ones, like a bright orange one. Oh, chef's kiss, I really want that. But this is a nice starting point and they're super smooth. Let's see, they do smudge a bit, so you can sort of probably blend them and work them a little bit. But they're nice. Now I want to use Melt, which is that sort of purpley blue. Like how wearable are these? It's pretty. They're so comfortable and they don't feel gritty at all. I thought these ones were going to feel a little bit gritty on the lips. This color is like in my angle, I can just see purple in my mirror and it's really pretty. This is something I'd put over another, like a lip stain, a lip color. This sort of blue, I feel like it's a bit much just for a lip gloss, but it is pretty. And that glitter just wants to stay on. That's fine. I'm going to use a lip liner. I think I'm going to use the one in Sauce. I'm not good at using lip liners, so let's just see how we go. There's no scratching or tugging. It's super smooth. There's enough time to work it in as well, so you've got enough time to sort of smudge it in if you want to. But ultimately the lip color I want to wear today is Endgame. It's that blood red one. It's super pretty. And what I love is it's really even. Sometimes you get these glossy dark colors and they look really patchy and they look really streaky. Could have even paired that with like that Merlot color, that lip liner, but that is beautiful. Now I'm gonna do my eyeliner. Okay, I hope you won't be surprised when I'm going to say that I'm going to try a few different colors here, because that's what we're doing. I'm getting this pink one because I'm really curious about it. I want to sort of take it all the way along so I can see some color shift happening. So I need to get a mirror, not just use my viewfinder, but I'm going to run this all the way along my lower lash line. So from the inner, this is such a pretty color. Under my lid, whatever it is, lash line, whatever, all the way through to outer corner. So I want to be able to see the color shift with this one. Now what I'm getting is, you can see it does look like I've almost faded it out to a green grey. You've got this sort of champagne pink and then all the way out. But if you catch the light, you see, and it does the reverse. It's like a grey green. It's really pretty. That's a gorgeous colour. And these are really smooth. I feel like they're a bit smoother than the last ones they released. My criticism using those over time was sometimes they would sort of be hard to get on the waterline. I'll see if these are easier. I love this colour. It's so fun. This would be such a beautiful colour in like a stick eyeshadow, like a cream eyeshadow. Blends out because it would give you that grey green sort of shadow and then just catch the light pink. That's an idea for you, Kaleidos. I'll just leave it at that. That is beautiful, but I'm not going to. I'm going to use the red and the blue because they're the ones that intrigue me the most. Now I want the blue to be on my waterline because I think red on the waterline can look a bit unwell. Yeah, these do go on a lot better than the last ones. They were a little bit drier, whereas these go on a lot smoother. This blue is beautiful. Look at that. And with the red, I'm just going to do a little bit of a wing on the outer corner, just to match that a little bit. All right, we have room for one more, and I'm going with the aqua one because I feel like that's a nice sort of inner corner highlight one. I was going to go the gold, and then I'm like, oh, it might get a bit much. Would it? I don't know. That's a really interesting one because it's sort of like semi-translucent, but then in different angles it sort of catches a light, and some angles it looks white, some angles it looks sort of aqua. So that one would be really beautiful if you wanted just to like highlight the inner tear duct as like a little really specific highlight. That pencil would do it really, really nicely. I might go in with a little bit more red. I've got to try something. I'm going to put that purpley colour just layered. Tiny bit. These are so smooth. And then lastly, they've got these face gems. So this one is like little blood drops and little diamantes. I like this one. I might put something on. And there's this one. Whenever brands release these, and if I ever get them in PR, which rarely happens, I historically have never used them, but I'm like, look, do you know what? Today's the day. So that's that one. I'm going to put a star. I'm going to go blue. There we go. Another one just for funsies. All right, I'm back with this again. This is a little bit of insert for a few days later. I've had a lot of people ask more about these lip products and wanting to see lip swatches and wanting to hear more about the formula, wanting to know the smell, wanting to know all that stuff. So I decided to insert a lip swatch video. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm just picking shades. I'm going to swatch them. This is not going to be in any particular order. This is Geek Out, the purple. So let's have a look. Now let's zoom right in, shall we? So this is a really nice thin formula. Feels very buttery. There's no real smell to it. Maybe a really slight sweet mint, maybe a minty vanilla. It's even but not full opacity, so you can see my lips through it, but it looks nice and even. If I had to compare what this feels like, and I don't have one in my collection, but those YSL, I don't remember what they were called because there's so many available, but was it like the Volupshines or something, the YSL Volupshines? I'll have a photo on the screen. It feels quite like that. So it's very buttery, quite thin, almost like a gloss meets a lip oil, but with a nice even amount of color. So that's how it feels. It feels quite high end. Feels really nourishing on the lips. It is a really nice feeling gloss. And yeah, it It's got that little bit of a menthol tingle to it, but it's not burning or to a level where it, you know, it's going to plump your lips or irritate your lips. It just feels like it's a bit of a cooling sensation. It's an interesting choice. I'm not sure why they did that, because I just feel like if something's going to put people off or irritate people, like, why do it? But it has it. It feels very high end, and when you're sort of wearing it, you might get a little bit of a minty menthol, very, very minor smell to it. But yeah, that's that. So that's the purple one. This is Endgame. I love this one. So I did show this one in the video, and this is this beautiful sort of burgundy red. Now there is some control about how much you can wear, like you can sort of shear it out a bit, you can build it up to some degree. But it's never going to get to full opacity, but it's really pretty. I love that one. I reckon that's gorgeous. It's a surprise every time. Okay, this is a nude one. Yay, this is Checkpoint. So I think this is the lighter of the nude. That's actually really pretty. That's a like My Lips But Better. Hang on, turn the lighting down. It's just really gorgeous. This is like a handbag one. Clean Slate is the other nude. Looks like it's got more sort of light pigment to it. To me, this looks a little bit more concealer lips. The other one looked a little bit more translucent. I can understand why this color would be great with a lip liner. Put a bit of a lip liner and then that on, and then beautiful. Dungeon is the brown. I have used this one. I love the tone of Kaleidos brown shades. I don't know, they do it so well. It's like a really warm brown. I'd probably blot that one down a little bit. If you had a deeper skin tone, this would be such a beautiful color. Bubble Hit is like a bubblegum pink. It's giving me major flashbacks to like 2010. Again, for me, this would be one that I'd probably have to put over a lip liner because it looks a little bit odd. Stranger is the gray. Ooh. I don't really know the occasion where I'll be like, that's the color I feel like rocking, but it could be really good as like a color mixer, like a way to tone down something or add a bit of like greige to the brown or something like that. Like it is actually really, it's surprisingly flattering. It's interesting. Blotted down, it's a look. I quite like that blotted down. All right. I'm going to save all the sparkly ones to the end because I know that they do stay on the lips. The last one that is not a sparkly formula is this sort of shiny formula. This is really pretty. So this is Lunar Token. Just call it Sleep Token and I'll wear it every day of my life. This is really pretty. It's like a highlighter for your lips. I'm not good, like this is not going to be something I wear every day. But it's almost like a jelly nude with this sort of cool toned, really micro fine sheen in it. A little bit too shiny for me. This really does look like a highlighter on the lips, but again, could be really, really nice over a lip liner. All right, the really sparkly ones. Now, one thing that's interesting about this formula is that it doesn't feel chunky. It looks like it should feel chunky. It doesn't. This is Pixel Storm, so it's the pink one. Man, these are really fun. Hang on, just wait. You can't see it just yet because of the light. These look like things that I've had before. Like indie brands have brought them out before, but normally it feels chunky. Where these set themselves apart is they don't feel chunky. I don't think it's doing justice on camera how sparkly this is. It's literally like I've got fairy lips. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. You're just gonna have to trust me on how these look because I don't think they capture the beauty on camera at all. This one is Cheat Code, so it's the more yellowy one. Oh, it's looking very pink on where I'm at. It's cheating me. It looks yellow, sparkly yellow in the tube. Must be something that like shifts from pink to yellow. On the lips, it looks very similar to the last one, maybe with less of that pink jelly base. I'm finding it interesting that these look less frosty to me than Lunar Token, which is that shimmer formula, just because it's a lot finer particle. It looks like an overall highlighter, whereas this is like more dispersed sparkle in a clear base, and that's a little bit like again, it looks like fairy lips, but it doesn't look like highlighter lips. I kind of like this formula more, and it's not at all gritty. Prismelt is the purple one. Oh my god. Oh my God. This is just taking me back to like Kat Von D and Jeffree Star days where the blue highlighters were like the cool thing. This is a bit much for me. Again, this would be a topper, but it's super pretty. I'm just like mesmerized by my lips. I'm like, I can see this like ultraviolet looking. How can something be so pretty but also not flattering? But this, yeah, topper, gorgeous. Let's blot it down a bit. Again, you just have to trust me that this is actually really pretty on the lips. And last is Cypher, which is more of the green one. Whoa. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, again, they feel nice. They're really pretty in person. Would you rock this? Let me know. I'm going to put this on, keep it on, because it's just, there's something about it that's just gorgeous. Like, it objectively looks really beautiful on the lips, but it's not something that I think cohesively works with my daily makeup. But it is, like, it doesn't look as frosty and nasty as it might look on camera. It just looks twinkly and like you're a fairy. If you dress up as a fairy for a living, buy these because they're gorgeous. Anyway, I'm so glad that Kaleidos is back. I have missed them. They always brought a little bit of fun and something different to the makeup release world. And I feel like what they've been doing is they've been sitting and they've been perfecting some formulas, because these are really, really beautiful. So the eyeliners I think are a step up from the last ones in terms of smoothness of application. The lip glosses are like the perfect amount of like shine and slipperiness and hydration, but also thin and even and a little bit like, there's a little bit of cooling, but nothing like annoying or irritating. It's just, I love it. I've got to stop touching my face because I just lost a little Diamante. Anyway, let me know what you think about this collection. What do you think about the shades? I can tell you the formulas on first impression are really nice. I will keep testing these over the next few weeks. I'll report back in shorts. I might do a sort of favorites recap, all that kind of good stuff. So I will be talking about these more. This is just letting you know that they exist and the swatches and roughly how they apply. But I'm liking them. So thank you so much to Kaleidos for sending this out to me. Welcome back. And a big thank you to my members for supporting my channel. See ya.